Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Q&A for The Walking Dead Season 5. This one will make for my 9th Q&A, or Q&A Part 9. Alright, great. So I didn't have a video for you guys yesterday. I apologize for that. But again, you know, like I talked about before, hard to come up with topics. So if you guys have any Walking Dead topics for me to focus on in particular videos, please send them to me through private message through YouTube. I'll write them down, classify them, and sort of do the ones that I think are the best or that make sense for an entire video. So in this one, we're going to be going over some questions. We're going to be continuing. I'm going to add all these to a playlist. So basically, if you guys want to go back, if you missed any and you want to watch one of the parts on, just some random Walking Dead Season 5 talk stuff. Also, comic book series is fine too. Feel free to check that out. So this one will be added to playlist as soon as I can, and you should see, should be the top right, which I'm not sure, but you should see the others as well too if you want to watch any of them. But anyway, with regards to this one, we're up to question number 51 now already. It's not even July yet. Yeah, so it's June, and yeah, question number 51. So this one comes from YouTube user Sven. Thanks a lot for the question, Sven. Every time I hear that, I think of like some big muscular guy named Sven. I don't know why. And he asks, it should be a he. Yeah, it's going to be a he. Final thoughts on the illness. Never heard of it again. Well, okay, so what he's referring to is the illness that we saw at the beginning of The Walking Dead Season 4. So this was something that was really hot, was really exciting in the series, and then they just dropped it and we never saw of it again. Or heard or even thought about it again once the governor showed up, of course. Okay, so final thoughts on the illness. I thought the illness was pretty interesting, but it doesn't have very good replay value. So in other words, when we were watching it the first time, I thought it was really exciting because you didn't know what was going to happen. Glenn was infected. You didn't know if he was going to die, if they were going to kill him off at that time. Sasha, some of the others. It was really exciting, and then seeing the group run off in a hurry to try to get the stuff for them. I thought it worked really well. It did some great stuff for Herschel, and it worked well. It was well done. There wasn't anything wrong with it in terms of that. But it's just, to me, not the most exciting thing once we had found out the outcomes. You know, in terms of replay value, The Walking Dead is a series that has insane replay value. I mean, even the first season still, like some of my reviews for the first season, people still watch on a daily basis like crazy because the show is that great. You can go back and watch, you know, a section again and enjoy it. In terms of the illness section, it was great upon first viewing. I loved it at first, but then after it was all resolved and we went on with the governor, it's forgettable. That's why people don't really talk about it much, is because it's totally forgettable. But the one thing I like about Season 4 is they didn't have just one theme throughout the season. They had the illness and sort of the introduction of where the characters are at the beginning, the governor and the stuff with the governor up to the mid-season finale, picking up the pieces after that, kind of Joe's group leading into the Terminus thing and all the characters being on the road. So Season 4 is a cool season that goes through all these different changes from the beginning to end, and we have a lot of different little mini arcs throughout it, which I thought was really, really interesting to see different, you know, different styles, different episodes that almost felt like different series in some cases between, you know, for example, Still with Daryl and Beth versus the beginning where you have all the characters at the prison and the illness and all that. So I thought it was pretty scary. It had some good, you know, horror elements with the darkness in the prison and everything. Herschel and some of the others, the zombies, them dying like Patrick and then turning. So some really good stuff with the illness. It's just, for some reason, it's kind of forgettable. I think it's just because it's not that exciting to watch on second viewing once you know what happens. So those are kind of my thoughts of it. I don't think we'll ever hear anything about it and whether or not. I don't think they'll even mention it again, to tell you the truth. I don't think we'll hear about it almost at all. It'll probably be totally forgotten. The thing with The Walking Dead is we see The Walking Dead from a normal human person perspective. We don't see it from this Jenner perspective where they understand everything that's happening and they have all these resources at their available to them so that they can go ahead and figure out what exactly type of illness is this. What is, I think they said it was Spanish flu or something like that. I don't know. To be honest with you, it doesn't matter, but it makes sense in a zombie apocalypse. You're drinking dirty water. You know, you've got zombies all over the place. They're eating stuff. You have people killing wild animals that may or may not have had contact with zombies and things like that. And then they're going to be cooking them, eating them. You know, you had the thing with Patrick as he licked his fingers before he, slapped hands with Daryl. He gets sick later after eating that. Was it something in the water? It zoomed in on the tap. We'll never really know for sure unless the people involved say it. But apparently it was just some kind of flu, I guess. So whatever, it's cool. I don't have a problem with it. It was a decent arc, I think, and it was good for the purpose. But I don't think we'll ever think about it or hear about it again, really. So those are my thoughts on that one. Next one is from Luke Ford, and he asks, will Daryl get his face burnt like Dwight in the comics? That's a good one. That's a really good question. I kind of talked about this in my Is Daryl Dwight video, but I think so. I think we're going to see something like that, and it's going to be kind of a holy shit moment for everybody when we realize eventually that Daryl actually is Dwight. They're the same character. They just, they kind of pulled a fast one on us. I think that's what we're going to see. So, because usually everything Kirkman does is pretty smart, and I think that would be pretty smart to kind of do that, to outsmart most of the readers who don't know that when they're following this character named Dwight all the time, they're actually following Daryl, which is kind of interesting. Next question is from Matthew Nemeth, and he asks, he says, I've heard that AMC or the people in charge of The Walking Dead can kill baby Judith in the show, but they cannot show her death on screen. It has to be off screen, like Lily and Micah's deaths, or the show could get canceled. Is this true? I do believe there's some things on cable they can show. They're allowed to show, some things they're not. I don't think they're allowed to show it on screen. I've read that online. From what I understand, they're not supposed to do that. I heard some rumblings, but I think they were just rumors about after the Grove episode about possibility of The Walking Dead getting canceled or something like that. It's total nonsense as far as I know. If the network airs it, the network takes responsibility for it. And it was really dark to see. That episode was a really good and dark episode. But I don't think it will get canceled as a result. That's pretty extreme. So I don't think they're stupid enough to do something that would risk getting the show canceled. It makes them too much money. It's too big of a show. So yeah. His next question is, Rick and the group are possibly in the worst situation they have been in up to this point. They are trapped with no weapons, are being held hostage. How many episodes do you think it will take for them to break out? And he says, I predict the 4th episode of season 5, they will break out. I think they'll break out before then. I think it'd be hard to tell a story of a few episodes of them just stuck inside that train car. I think we're going to see them break out. I'll go on a limb and I'll say 1st or 2nd episode. Maybe even 1st episode they'll break out. I would say so, one way or another. 1st or 2nd, yeah, I think. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. And then I guess I'll do, this will be the last question for this one, since I don't want to go on for too long with these. I want to kind of make them a little bit shorter. 14, 15 minutes is kind of long. So next question is, how would I write Daryl from 21 Mel Pamine? How would I, if I was writing, how would I write Daryl going forward? Well, first of all, I wouldn't kill him for a very, very long time. I'd kind of have him be a survivor, sort of like Rick. And I would put a lot of evolution in for him to grow over the course of the series. So I would kind of have him become like a field leader, so to speak, over the long run. Kind of like a tough guy that can teach others how to be really tough on the road and how to survive in a zombie apocalypse like that. In addition, I would also, for the female viewers, give him a love interest. I think he needs it. Even if it's one that is around for a while and then is killed off or something like that. Something. I would give him something in terms of a love interest, either Beth or Carol. Make a decision and just go with it. I don't think either one is wrong at this point. Either one would work. Or you could have a love triangle with them and have one of them kill the other or something like that. Sort of a Shane Rick type situation, except with Beth and Carol. I think that'd be interesting. So that'd be cool for season 5. And then eventually I would turn him into Dwight from the comic books. That's what I would do, because I think that's what Kirkman's doing, and I think that's brilliant. Really smart, kind of outsmarting the reader. So that's what I would do, but I would have him stay alive at least until season 12, 13, 14, 15, this kind of thing. Characters like that are that much fun to watch and are that interesting, like Rick, like Daryl, like Shane. They're characters that really I don't like seeing killed off too soon. Shane was killed off really early, and even though I love the way they handled it and it was great, they definitely could have done a lot more with him, I think. I think they could have. So Daryl, I think, will be one that they do a lot with, I think. And okay, I guess we'll do one last one. Gleb Murray asks, do you think it's possible that Gareth and the people of Terminus are not cannibals? No, I don't think so. Based on what we've seen so far, I don't think it's possible that they're not. Otherwise, why would they be deliberately not shooting people? Why would they deliberately be, you know, kind of steering them into the train cars? Why would there have been all those bones and all those things there? It's possible they're like sacrificing them or something, like they're crazy like that. But based on the storyline of the comic books and the way you know, the characters look and everything, I would say it's pretty much no, that's what they are. If they're not, then they put us through some kind of really weird twist where they're like some kind of crazy, you know, ritualistic people or something that are doing crazy rituals and sacrificing people. That's possible. But I would say I doubt it. I highly doubt it. So is it possible? Anything's possible, you know, but probable, I doubt it. I think that that's exactly what they are. So in efforts to keep the Q&A answers segments a little bit shorter, I'll call this one here. Got a lot more questions for you guys, a lot more things coming out, but send me your video requests for good videos because I always look for them. And tomorrow I'll be making a good number of videos for the rest of the week. So if you guys send them to me today, good chance I'll use them for videos for this week. Anyway, yeah, pretty much all I got to say for this one. If you guys like the video, please like it below. If you want to help support the channel, add it to favorites. Share it, social media, through Facebook or whatever you use. Twitter's fine too. I have a Twitter, by the way. If you guys haven't checked it out, just search me on Twitter, TrevChan2. You'll find it. I really like the new Twitter layout. It's better than the Facebook layout for a YouTube channel. It looks almost as good as YouTube itself, so it's pretty cool. So check that out if you guys want to, and I'll call it here. So for this video, guys, see you for the next one. This is Trev. I'm saying peace.